Helping hands at Rogers High School, making sure no one goes hungry over the holidays. We'll show you the preparations made so 500 students would have reliable meals this winter break.
I'm tracking rain on the way for this last weekend before Christmas. I'll help you plan your travels and let you know the best times to be inside the stores and out of the wet weather.
And the cause behind tomorrow's hockey game at Eagles Ice Arena. A local hockey team, they're supporting the family who lost their 5-year-old daughter in a head-on car crash. You're watching 4 News Now Special Edition. Well, good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Derek Dice. Kirsten O'Connor will be back next week. While some students are kicking off their winter break with fun festivities, others may be left not knowing where their next meal is coming from. Staff at Rogers High School recognized this need within their school and decided to step in to help. Marissa Rios shows us how they made sure students and their families wouldn't go hungry this winter break.
Students and staff just brought down all of these bags filled with Christmas breakfast food and will be handing them out to 500 students before they head out to winter break.
This is not a handout. This is a gift of love.
In the spirit of giving, staff and volunteers spent the bulk of 2 days assembling these Christmas breakfast bags for students.
They matter. Whether they are here or not, they matter. And we don't want our children who attend this school to be at home hungry because they're not here hungry. We make sure. So we don't want them to be at home hungry as well.
This was all Miss Stacy's idea. At first, she didn't know how she could make this happen.
But my heart was saying, girl, you're gonna make it happen. And so I just started asking people.
And with the help of people from the community and businesses like Northern Quest Casino, 500 Rogers High School students got to go home with all of this food, enough to feed them and their families.
Merry Christmas!
As soon as the bell rang and students flooded the area to grab their bags, Miss Stacy was there, all smiles.
Wonderful time.
And full of joy. Her vision came to fruition, and she made a difference in the Rogers High community.
We live paycheck to paycheck, so we don't have that easily accessible food. So it's good to get that food and not have to worry about if I'm going to get food for that kind of thing.
It's going to help us for like breakfast stuff in the mornings because we don't usually get a lot of that stuff. And so it's going to help us kind of have a nice breakfast on Christmas morning.
Miss Stacy says this is the true spirit of Christmas. In Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Well, you may be dreaming of a white Christmas, but you'll be waking up to showers in the days ahead. Chris Crocker is here to tell us about the wet weather she's tracking for your weekend.
It is rain that we are looking forward this weekend. 4 things to know about your weather. Rain moving in Saturday afternoon, more rain Sunday late in the day. High temperatures this weekend will be in the 40s and no white Christmas in the forecast for us. Here's our chance of precipitation throughout the day on Saturday. We'll start off with dry conditions, but by noon, we have a pretty good chance of rain, and then things really pick up as we get into the afternoon and early evening. Looks like we'll taper off a little bit as we get into Saturday night. Saturday morning lows across the region will be down around freezing. However, that precipitation will not be moving in yet, and by the time it does, it will be warm enough that we are looking at all rain because we're heading up close to 50 degrees in Lewiston. We'll be in the 40s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, even in Sandpoint and Bonners Ferry, looking at high temperatures around 40 degrees, 40 in Omak and 38 in Colville. Your Saturday planner, 33 to start the day with fog. We're heading up to a high of 42. 33 is our average high, and even though we have a chance of showers before noon, late morning, the best chance will be later in the afternoon and evening. I'll be back with the second half of your weekend forecast, plus the outlook for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Derek?
We'll all be paying attention to that. Well, local hockey teams are holding a benefit game to support the Carollo family, who lost their 5-year-old daughter, Amelia, in a head-on collision just last month. Amelia's mom and brother are still recovering from their injuries. Derek Strom spoke with Amelia's grandmother about what this game means to her family.
Just last month, the Carollo family was involved in a tragic car accident that included Patrick Carollo, who was injured He was a hockey player for the Spokane Junior Chiefs. The Spokane Braves are hoping to honor him and his family by holding a benefit game here tomorrow night. Amanda and Patrick Carollo still have a long way to go in recovering from the injuries and broken bones they suffered during a head-on collision last month. Amelia Carollo died at the scene, and they were all on their way to one of Patrick's hockey games.
My grandson is doing really well. He's healing, and so his body is doing okay, but we're seeing some stuff with, missing his mom and the trauma of being in the car with his sister.
Patrick's grandmother, Renee Sears, says their family is doing everything they can to help Patrick and his mom, Amanda, heal. Doctors have told Amanda that she's still about 8 weeks away from walking again, but their family plans on attending the benefit game the Spokane Braves and Nelson Leafs are playing in their honor.
The community was part of our team. So I anticipate that tomorrow's going to be a lot more of that, just community support and feeling like we get to be with family.
$5 from each ticket sold to the benefit game will go to the family as well. The Spokane Braves assistant coach says they wanted to do their part to help a family that has been a huge part of the hockey community in Spokane.
We immediately kind of put our heads together. A lot of moments of silence have happened and things, but we just really wanted to do something that was big and really bring the community together.
The game starts at 7 tomorrow night at Eagles Ice Arena. In Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
The bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
A Christmas crisis averted with an overwhelming bipartisan majority. Republicans and Democrats came together tonight to pass a short-term spending bill to keep government open through March 14th. All right, coming up next on this special edition of 4 News Now, a murder suspect in Stevens County appears before a judge almost 3 decades after the crime was committed. Why witnesses decided to come forward now. And Spokane's eviction rates are rising faster than local relief groups can keep up with. What factors are contributing to the 140% rise in people losing their homes?
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Parker Subaru.
It's blown my mind away. Like I said, I've never seen anything quite so beautifully choreographed in my entire life.
The stories are amazing. The execution, the dance is amazing.
Flips the aerial movement. It was amazing. It wasn't anything I've ever seen before.
Absolutely perfection.
Lots of laughing, lots of smiling, and lots of clapping.
I'm going to tell everyone to come see it. You have to.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime must-see.
Give your loved ones the best holiday gift. Shenyun.com.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value, plus no monthly payments until next year. See your local GMC dealer.
Amy M. writes, my kids are having a Wicked-themed sleepover. Will my internet hold up?
Well, our Xfinity gateways are like magic, designed to easily power a ton of teenagers and their devices.
They're so magic. I'm like the Good Witch of engineering.
I'm the Wicked Witch of beta testing.
And I'm the Wizard of spreadsheets.
Oh.
I knew he'd excel at that job.
Get Xfinity Gig Internet for $25 a month when you add mobile, or lock in your internet price for 2 years. And see Wicked in theaters now.
It's jaw-dropping, it's eye-popping, it's gut-busting, it's showtime. That's right, the whole world loves Beetlejuice. It's a rowdy, rambunctious, rollicking good time, and a big fantastical funhouse. Beautiful. Everyone agrees this show is so good. You've never seen anything quite like. What else do you need to hear? Beetlejuice, coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts December 31st through January 5th.
I think it's important for us as tribal people to educate and inform others as to who we are and what we're about. We have a beautiful culture that we respect our lands, we respect our waters.
Our medical center serves Indian and non-Indian. We were the first one in the nation to do that.
We built the $25 million core center for the children.
We also house the Boys and Girls Club out of there.
Our employees here are friendly. It gives you that welcome home feeling.
Well, Spokane is on track to see record numbers in evictions this year, and experts warn this crisis is not getting better anytime soon. Alexandra Cohen-Yard sat down with people on the front lines of this issue and breaks down how these numbers compare to years past and what local organizations say can be done to help.
Since 2020, Spokane has followed the statewide and nationwide trend of rising numbers in evictions. So far, 2,228 people have gone through evictions in the county this year. That is out of 70,399 renters, making it almost 3% eviction rate, one of the worst Spokane has ever seen. Experts are calling it an eviction crisis, and Spokane is reportedly one of the hardest hit counties in the state, with about 1 in 33 renters facing evictions in the past year.
It's very likely that, we all, those that live in Spokane, know somebody who's facing that problem.
Dr. Tim Thomas, a researcher at UC Berkeley, has intensely studied evictions in Washington. His most recent findings reveal Spokane has the most months above historical average in the state, mostly ranging from an 80 to 140% increase.
Compare that to the state average, about 50 to 60% above historical average. This is twice as high than the state is seeing.
SNAP, a local organization tackling this crisis, says that although it has felt the strain of rising evictions, the resources available to help have decreased.
We struggle because we really want to provide more help to more people, but the funding isn't there. So if the state legislature could allocate more funding to the program, we believe we could use it.
Dr. Thomas says almost a quarter in the state are paying more than 50% of their income on rent. This, along with the lack of assistance, are some of the key factors leading to these results.
On top of that, we have a lot of inflation. We have a very, big transition that's coming in the administration and the economy. And there's what I call a secret recession amongst low-income households.
Dr. Thomas says it's unlikely eviction numbers will drop anytime soon, as other states with earlier peaks haven't seen a decline yet. But both Thomas and SNAP believe change could come throughout more funding from lawmakers and new policies aimed at stabilizing the rise in evictions. In studio tonight, Alexandra Cohen-Yard, 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
At Jewelry Design Center, we want to be your jeweler for life. We are locally owned and the largest jewelry store in the region, offering you a showroom filled with world-famous brands and designers. We are a team of artists, craftsmen, and professionals who create exclusive designs and one-of-a-kind pieces. Take time to think it over, but we are not your average jewelry store. From our hands to your heart. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Thank you, honey. I love it.
Don't thank me. Thank Santa.
What did you get?
Northern Quest gift card.
Wait, I didn't get that for you.
Oh, I know. Santa did.
Merry Christmas!
Hey, well, who accidentally broke your favorite Christmas ornament? Clumsy Santa.
Give the gift of Northern Quest. Visit or go online.
The holidays.
So happy to give.
And holiday trips. And holiday toys.
Let's do this, fellas.
And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag and use your red tag bonus cash to get $5,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
'Tis the season of comfort and joy. Celebrate with special holiday pricing throughout the store.
It's a great time to save at Walker's.
Buy like friends and family and shop the gifts you'd love to get with some year-end clearance specials up to 70% off. Or take advantage of 5 years no-interest financing with no money down.
And remember, Walker's is where quality just costs less.
From our family to yours. Merry Christmas!
Let the 4 News Now Holiday Travel Center take away the stress of winter travel. The latest weather updates, flight delays, road conditions, and interactive storm tracking radar. Look for it at KXLY.com and travel safely with 4 News Now. Happy holidays.
4 News Now.
is brought to you by Craig Swap & Associates.
Temperatures are in the mid-30s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene and won't be dropping much from our current readings. Taking a look at our forecast radar at our current time, we may clear out a little bit this evening, but we'll see the fog developing almost as quickly as we clear, and then the rain moves in. By about Saturday, 1 o'clock, expect rain throughout the entire region, and because of the timing, the snow level is going to be fairly high. We'll be clearing out by Saturday, 7 o'clock. Most of the region will be dry, and we're going to stay dry through Sunday morning. Here's Sunday at 7 o'clock. Overcast conditions, but dry until we get into the afternoon. We could see those showers as early as 1, 2 o'clock. More likely they'll hold off till later in the evening. Here's 7 o'clock Sunday with that rain in progress, and then we're going to dry out again as we head into Monday. Our forecast rain between now and Sunday, over 1/4 of an inch, will be common throughout a good portion of the region. Our snow level is going to stay in the high mountains on Saturday, dropping a little bit, but staying in the mountains through the weekend and into early next week. I don't think you're going to find any snow in the valleys. Meanwhile, fairly smooth sailing in terms of pass travel this weekend. The exception would be Stevens Pass, where you may need to be a little more cautious with some snow. Also, snow over Lookout Pass on Monday. Winter officially starts actually in just a few hours at 1:19 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. The winter solstice, rain on our first day of winter. Sunday, that rain comes in late in the day. We're a little bit of a break on Monday before more wet weather comes in for Christmas Eve. Christmas Day does not look very Christmassy. A chance of showers and more rain the day after Christmas. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's ball season, and the Cougs are heading to San Diego for the holidays to take on Syracuse in an epic battle. Right along with the 4 News Now sports team for behind-the-scenes access and live reports. The 4 News Now Showdown in San Diego, brought to you by BECU.
Find the perfect gift for your wine lover at Latah Creek.
Stop in or shop online. We'll help you find your new favorite wine.
Come in to Latah Creek today. Sip, shop, and ship most anywhere in the USA. Cheers.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew. Final days.
Big inventory, big deals, and a final day's finish. Ford SUVs. The built wild Bronco family. Goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
She knows.
F-Series. Best-selling truck for 47 years.
Final days. Exciting.
Your choice. Lease a Bronco Sport or F-150 SDX for just $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Are you ready for this? Ready to take chances? Will you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? Are you ready to fight to be fearless? Are you made for greatness? This is your moment. Are you ready for this?
At employee-owned Yolks Fresh Market, they believe in showing up for their neighbors. That's why they're partnering with Second Harvest for the annual Season of Giving food drive. Just go to any Yolks and buy a bag of prepackaged groceries to give back to our community this season.
The Arby's French dip sandwich is like dipping beef into more beef. Listen up, carnivores. We are peaking. Arby's, we have the meat.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com. Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Salvation Army Spokane.
Welcome back. A 73-year-old man went before a judge today accused of a double murder in Colville that happened nearly 3 decades ago. Charles Tatum made his first appearance in court for the murders of Marlene Emerson and her 12-year-old daughter, Cassie. Jordan Smith was in the courtroom this morning and has the latest from Colville.
This is a murder case that people living in Colville remember very well, even to this day. After 27 years of unanswered questions, the family members of Marlene and Cassie Emerson sat in this courtroom and got a look at the man accused of this horrific string of murders.
These offenses are heinous. They're violent.
In court this morning, 73-year-old Charles Tatum made his first appearance, accused of murdering Marlene Emerson with a knife, then lighting her trailer on fire, then brutally murdering her 12-year-old daughter. Tatum sat motionless as prosecuting attorney Erica George made a fierce plea to keep him in jail with no chance to bond out.
Regardless of the fact that he's 73 years old, I don't think the court should ignore the brutality of these offenses where Marlene Emerson's ear was removed before her body was lit on fire. They were directed to leave no witnesses. In this case, the witness was a young child, and she was brutally murdered and left out in the woods to be found a month later.
Court documents allege Tatum committed the murder to maintain his membership or advance his position in a club called the Iron Horsemen, an outlaw motorcycle gang. But the case went unsolved for 27 years, largely in part because witnesses refused to come forward, fearful of the consequences if they testified against the gang. Witnesses reported hearing loud booms the night of Marlene's murder, believed to belong to the modified exhaust of a Chevy Blazer. That car was being driven by Tatum at the time. Inside, police found Cassie's blood, along with Tatum's DNA on a cigarette butt, tying him to the scene.
Mr. Tatum will be held without bail in this particular case.
Tatum's arraignment will be December 31st. He's facing 2 counts of aggravated first-degree murder. The town that's been without answers for nearly 3 decades, one step closer towards closure. For 4 News Now, I'm Jordan Smith.
Well, when we return, how our mild winter is helping small businesses in downtown Spokane. Don't go away.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Will you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? Are you ready to fight to be fearless? Are you made for greatness? This is your moment. Are you ready for this?
'Tis the season for big mattress savings during the year-end inventory reduction sale at Walker's.
Find your comfort on a new Beauty Rest Black set. Enjoy with our Hot Buy mattress deals. Or rest in heavenly peace on a Serta iComfort set. Plus, say yes to no money down. No interest financing for up to 5 years.
Plus, get $300 of additional free furniture with qualifying mattress purchases, making it a season to remember during the year-end reduction sale at Walker's.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. But they all just fade away. But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. The winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. At the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. The winning is just the beginning.
Not the best sound to start your day with, is it? Your next decision should be to call Precision. Our professionally trained technicians are here to provide you with award-winning service every time, so we can get you back up and running fast. Call or book online today.
downtown Spokane. This is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Well, if your weekend plans include shopping for those last-minute gifts, you're certainly not alone. These next few days before Christmas are some of the busiest for retailers. Madeline Mullins explains how businesses are getting ready for one of the busiest days of the year.
Super Saturday, or the procrastinator's Black Friday, is the Saturday right before Christmas, and businesses are getting ready for the crowds.
Yeah, we're definitely expecting this to be our busiest weekend. We're working hard to get the store nice and clean and get everything out and just be here to help people at the end of their shopping.
The National Retail Federation expects 157 million people will be out shopping, and over half of consumers expecting to complete their shopping the week before Christmas.
The Saturday before Christmas, so tomorrow, it's absolutely crazy.
But the timing may not be the only thing bringing people out. Some say the lack of snow is making it more enjoyable to be downtown.
Spokane feels like it's a little more walkable this year than it was last year. A little friendlier, maybe also the weather. It definitely helps us this year. It's not real snowy.
And with these crowds, stores are taking advantage.
We really try to capitalize on that and help people get a really great deal for Christmas because, you know, Christmas shopping, you want to be able to cross a lot of people off your list.
So if you are one of those shoppers with more people to cross off your list, stores in Spokane are ready to help you find the perfect gift for under your tree. In Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
Well, it's definitely easier to go out and do that last-minute shopping when you don't have to make your way through any snow, and it sounds like we won't have to worry about that for a while. Here's Chris Crocker with your First Alert forecast.
No, should be no problem with icy roads or parking with the snow berms. It is going to be wet, but not wide. 33 degrees to start the day tomorrow. Rain comes in the afternoon, a high of 42. We'll start the day off at 33 on Sunday and then warm up to a high of 42 with that rain coming in a little bit later in the day as well. Our high temperatures today, look at Lewiston and Pullman down in the 50s. Cooler up around Sandpoint and Bonners Ferry in the mid-30s. It was 30 today in Colville, 39 in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. You don't have to go very far to the south to find St. Mary's at 49. Our temperature trend over the next 7 days, we are going to be well above average. This white line way down here is our average high, 33. We'll be up in the 40s for the next 7 days, at times more than 10 degrees above average. In our long-range forecast, December 26th through the 30th, we are in that dark red, indicating a trend toward above average temperatures and above average precipitation as well. So there's more mountain snow and valley rain in our forecast through the end of December. Derek.
Well, it's better to call today's event at the University of Idaho a reintroduction. Thomas Ford is the Vandals' 37th head football coach in program history, but he's certainly no stranger to Moscow, Idaho. Prior to last season as the running backs coach at Oregon State, Ford spent the 2022 and 23 seasons under head coach Jason Eck as the special teams coordinator and coaching the running backs. Today, Coach Ford was introduced to the Vandal community with a new title and explained in his press conference he's never lost interest in the growth of this team.
When I talk to people about this job, the one thing they ask, why do you want to go back? Why wouldn't I want to come back? I felt so much a part of this past year's team. I watched every single game I possibly could. You can ask my wife. We had for the playoff game last week, we're at the Nutcracker Ballet. Coach Ford's like this.
Well, it seems obvious that Coach Ford is excited to get back to work with the Vandals. The athletic director of Idaho, Terry Garlick, said Ford is regarded as one of the top recruiters in college football. And that skill is going to be imperative for Idaho to rebuild a roster that has lost many starters to the transfer portal.
I bleed Cougar blood. I've been here for 4 seasons. I'm going to do a 5th one. So, let's run it back. This is home for me.
Well, speaking of the transfer portal, just 7 days ago, wide receiver Josh Meredith said he was running it back with the Cougs for another season. But amidst so many players and coaches jumping ship, Meredith has now decided to test the portal's waters himself. At least that's according to a Twitter post by Meredith's high school football coach. In the depth chart released today for Washington State, Meredith, a San Diego native, is listed as a starting receiver for the Holiday Bowl. That's just 1 week away. Washington State kicks off against Syracuse December 27th at 5 o'clock in San Diego. Well, high school girls wrestling is back in the GSL, and after the last 2 years, it returns even stronger. The Rogers Pirates hosted Spokane's first ever girls double duel meet, which means 4 schools compete instead of just 2. Rogers is joined by Cheney, Quincy, and Eastmont, and we spoke with Pirates head coach before the meet on how much goes into organizing an event like this in Spokane.
It's been a lot of emails and text messages exchanged through coaches, but I think it's really good for us to be able to host a double duel and have not just us and Cheney, but then be able to invite people from the other district that's opposing us, so that we can see teams from other districts for playoff reasons and things like that.
Both coaches and players from Rogers and Cheney agreed that this meet is great for the sport. Girls wrestling is growing nationwide, and including more schools locally only helps spread popularity around the Inland Northwest. Sports Director Jack Wallace will bring us more from both the schools that participated in today's meet. That's coming up tonight on 4 News Now Nightside. In studio, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
Yeah, pretty great to see, Sydney. Thank you. Well, driving around and looking at Christmas lights is a long-standing tradition for many families. We have some great areas for you to visit and decided to give you Santa's view in tonight's Air 4 Adventure.
We're at the corner of 10th and Thurman, 6600 block of East Thurman. I've spent the last 20 or so years exercising my lack of adultness and going crazy on Christmas lights. We have about 600 lights on the house. In a typical year, we've got anywhere between about 25 and 40 inflatables. We've got a few fewer this year. 26 arches around the property, and each arch has 2 strings of tape lights on it. I think last I counted, I have 2,100 feet of extension cords of various lengths and configurations. I used to drive Lyft and Uber during the before and during the pandemic, and I would get to go into all these different neighborhoods and see all these beautiful lights, and I would occasionally have a chance to shoot a photo of it and share it on my personal Facebook page. And since there wasn't a Facebook group, I decided that I was going to start my own. And now the Spokane Christmas Lights group, we just crossed 20,000 users. We've also created a map that you can pull up the map and go to any of these sites all across the city. And there's some fantastic ones this year.
I call the Star Wars Christmas Spectacular. So obviously I'm a big, huge Star Wars fan, and I also love Christmas. And so we've been doing this the last 7 years, and each year we keep adding and adding to it. And Darth Vader, I mean, that was sort of what started it. I just happened to be surfing the internet several years ago, and came across him on an auction site for really cheap, and I was like, oh, I got to get that. And then it just kept growing and growing. I have almost 40 Star Wars inflatables, and I have a lot more. I just rotate them throughout the different years and whatnot. So it's just for the enjoyment of the community and our enjoyment too. Merry Christmas.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
'Tis the season for big mattress savings during the year-end inventory reduction sale at Walker's.
Find your comfort on a new Beauty Rest Black set. Enjoy with our Hot Buy mattress deals. Or rest in heavenly peace on a Serta iComfort set. Plus, say yes to no money down. No interest financing for up to 5 years.
Plus, get $300 of additional free furniture with qualifying mattress purchases, making it a season to remember during the year-end reduction sale at Walker's.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew. Final days.
Big inventory, big deals, and a final day's finish. Ford SUVs. The Built Wild Bronco family. Goat mode goes over any any type of terrain.
She knows.
F-Series, best-selling truck for 47 years.
Final days. Exciting.
Your choice. Lease a Bronco Sport or F-150 SDX for just $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing Neurostim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At Neurostim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
And there is your 10-day moisture outlook. It is going to rain all weekend with some breaks, and then we have more rain coming, and then it's going to rain some more snow in the mountains, though.
Okay, hang on to that KXY weather app to figure out when those breaks will hit.
Yes, I use it all weekend.
All right, just a reminder, this weekend is your last chance to enjoy the holiday lights in Duncan Garden in Manitou Park. Those lights are open from 4:30 to 8:30 tomorrow and Sunday. You're too late today already. All right, but thanks for being with us for this special edition of 4 News Now. We'll see you at 11 o'clock for Nightside.